All right, hey there, CAD 240. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, we're gonna start talking about um, a a little bit different kind of part modeling or part modeling problem. Um, so I'm gonna present to you a couple of models today that look like what's on the screen here. Mostly because this is the kind of kind of part that you're gonna see on certification exams. So when you go in to sit for any certification exam, this is the kind of thing that you'll see, and this is the kind of information you'll be given most likely. It's how the CSWA is run, and also the Autodesk certification exams. Um, so we'll start throwing in some of these practice parts, and we're going to do two of them today. And I'm going to go through the things you want to be considering as you draw these. So, all right. So the first thing you want to look at, and I think I've mentioned this before, is your units. So make sure that your units on your Inventor document is set to the correct units. If you get 10 minutes in and you have half this part drawn and you realize that you're in millimeters instead of inches, and you go back and you switch your units at that point, it's going to scale your whole drawing. And so you would have to go into each sketch and then change each dimension, which between inches and millimeters, it's a drastic change in your sketch. It's not just, half an inch. It's quite a big jump. So then your sketches tend to freak out, and you get warnings because constraints are broken or something weird. So a lot of the time I end up just starting over. That's not something you want to do. So when you first set up your document, make sure you're in the correct units. Material, we're going to talk about in a little bit, and weight. We're going to talk about how that is used to assess your part. That is an assessment tool. It's not just that you want to get to a certain weight on your part. It has to match that. And if it matches the weight, that tells us two things. It tells us that you've selected the correct material. And it also tells me that your sketches are all accurate, your features are all accurate, and you've done everything dimensionally accurate. So if let's say you have a hole, say this cut here is bigger than it should be, then that's going to affect your part weight. It's going to make your part weight lower. If that hole is too small, it's going to cut out less material. Therefore, your weight is going to be higher. So it's a really good assessment as to whether your part is accurate. And that's what they use most times on assessment on certification exams, is your part weight. So I'm giving this part weight to you, but that just means that's just going to be a check for you as to whether you're correct or not before you turn this in. So, all right, let's get over to Inventor. I'm going to use a different part here. So I've drawn a part here. It's kind of a funky, clearish plastic that we can see through. And let's talk about the material settings that we haven't talked about yet. So if we go up to the part number, so the highest level in your feature manager up here, part 2, you right click, you come down to iProperties, it opens up a menu, you come over to physical, and here in physical you can change the material type. So let's go ahead and change it to, let's go steel alloy. Let's do that. So that changes its density. It changes, it'll change your weight, your part weight at that point. We'll say okay, and it changes your part visibly as well. So that's where you can change your part. So if we go back to let's see here, where were we? There we go. If we go ahead and change, let's go ahead and change this to 1060 aluminum. So again, I'm going to go to part 2, by properties, physical, steel. I'm going to scroll up because it's all alphabetical. Aluminum 6061. Apply. Okay. And now it's just a slightly different color of silver, a little bit lighter. Okay. And actually, I forgot to show you one thing. Let's go back here again. Eye properties, physical. Here is your mass right there. So when you get done with your part and you select and change the material and you click OK or apply, this is going to reflect the part weight pretty accurately. So that's the thing that you want to check right here. So once you get done with all this, get your material set up, check out your part weight, and then you can go ahead and submit your part file into D2L. So we're going to do 2 of those practices today. There are a lot of those practice parts out there, and it's a great thing to try and figure out how to do well. So the other thing, let's say your part weight is off. Let's say it's a little higher than it should be. That means you're just going to have to go through your sketches and your features and verify that you've done everything accurately, that all of your dimensions match, and that your material is set up correctly. So yeah, that is how that is done. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout, and we'll talk later.